it. Robert, you don't sleep with girls. That's bad. It was quite cute. Moving on. Hello guys and girls and guys, it is I am back with another video. Today's video, you read the title, so we are doing more blog posts. So where we left off was September 2013, so we're going to start there again and just see how many of these we can read. So without further ado, let's take a look. So, this blog post is on September 25th. 2013, Smile Cookies. That's what the blog post is called. So at this time I was working at Tim Hortons, so that is the reference that I can see from the photo. Food all over the table and tattoos everywhere. Whoa, hey, when did you start reading this? Where are my manners? Let me fill you in as to what has happened. Flashback. Woo. Today started off normally, and why shouldn't it? It's Wednesday, so I walked the dogs and went fine, but Shadow still pees in the house occasionally. After walking the dogs, I made a bowl of cereal and went on Facebook messages. Kitty and I tried to make morning compliments, and it worked. Moving on. Breakfast Club is always gross on this day. I feel like they should make it another bagel day. I love those days. The cool thing about breakfast was that I get watermelon, and that was delicious. I want more. Moving on. Just got out a math test, and it didn't go well. I feel like a failure. Like, where did all that studying go? I couldn't do the simplest of questions, and that makes my self-esteem crash. I walk into the caf and see Emily and Tessa sitting, and I walk over and join them. We were talking about lunch plans and etc. Not much there. Moving on. We arrive at Zare's and grab a bunch of junk food so we can pig out when we got back. We grabbed pop, brownies, and cinnamon rolls. We are definitely ready to, quote, pig out. Moving on. Emily and I sat at a table in the caf and began to eat our food, and after a while she got bored, so she started drawing tattoos all over herself. Present. So excited, today is the last day I am baking Smile Cookies. I love them, but not 90 dozen times. Moving on. Work actually went by fast because I was only baking the cookies. Brenda and Kara were decorating. Only messed up 2 out of 30 dozen. Moving on. When I got home from work, I got in a fight with Hallie on Facebook and then curled up in a ball on a couch and then had a flashback to the test that I did horribly on. Hope to have better days journal. So that was a lot to ingest. There was flashbacks, there was presents. I can say from what I remember of this, I do remember making the cookies. You can find them on my Instagram possibly, if they're still there. And yeah, so I think it's important the important message of this that I think I was trying to do is say that I was having a bad day and I didn't do well on a test. So there's that. So we're on September, and it looks like that's the last post for September. So, going to the bottom, let's see what's happening in October. Okay, so October, it says, this post is on October 3rd, 2013. September's over. Hallie, she thinks everything's about her. Nah, she's cool, bro. Moving on. We had to ditch period E for this story, but it happened. We are updating all our stories for ya. Photo is of Emily Fisher. I don't know what this is. This is Emily. I guess we're very young, and that is that. I don't know what to say about that. October 3rd. This one's titled Addiction to Winning. Woot, October is here and the weather is cooling down, but I like it because that means it's sweater time. Moving on. This morning, Hallie took Emily, Cora, Tessa, and I to McDonald's to have breakfast. I would have preferred Timmy's, but McDonald's it was. Now looking back on it, it was delicious, but I feel like Timmy's tea would have been more delicious. When we were there, Hallie decided that if you buy 2 hash browns, you can get 2 Monopoly tickets. So what she does she buys 15 hash browns. So in the end, we got 15 times 2, which equals 30 Monopoly tickets. Moving on. We're really big fans of Monopoly. Today in math class, we had a quiz, and me doing homework should have been prepared for such a simple task. Right, no, wrong. I drew a blank as to what the questions were. I do homework every night, and I think I get the course, but I guess not. Moving on, I can't. During my GLE, Hallie asked me if I wanted to go out for lunch, and I didn't know how to respond, so I reminded her that she told me that she was going to buy me an iPod. Stupid idea. Now I'm freaking out, running around the class and jumping and singing in my head and freaking out in general. I don't know why. I mean, Emily broke my iPod and was supposed to pay me back, but now she's getting a free card question. Honestly, that doesn't sound fair at all, because firstly, Hallie is paying for something that she doesn't have to. Emily should be paying me back for breaking my iPod, and Hallie should not be getting me an iPod. So, moving on, before that, so Emily, if I remember this correctly, this is where Emily was nicely throwing the iPod to me, where there was like a pile of clothes, and we were both sitting on the floor. And I, because I'm so clumsy, I didn't catch it, and we thought that because there was a pile of clothes beside us, that it wouldn't shatter and it would land in the clothes. Somehow, miraculously, it avoided all the clothes and shattered into literally so many pieces. I think there was like a thin case, but like not heavy enough to protect it. And this was like an iPod, 5 or 4 or something? I don't know. It was a red one. You know. Anyways, moving on. It was broken, and that's where we are. I gotta run up the stairs and get some business help. I'll let you know how that goes. Then after that, I think I'm heading to McDonald's again for lunch. I am such a fatty. When I get into the car, Hallie takes Emily and I to Future Shop, where we are going to get this new iPod. They didn't have the color I wanted, so we went to the source instead, but they were too expensive. So in the end, we went to the Apple store and found a special color, red. See, I told you, it's red. After Hallie purchased the iPod for me, she asked why I picked out such a bold plus beautiful case, and I simply replied, because I am bold and beautiful. Moving on. When I got home, I stepped in dog poo, made a special custom-made iPod case, and saved a pizza from being destroyed by veggies. My mother likes to put veggies on top of pizza instead of on the side. Now, I wouldn't mind this if it was actually properly cut up veggies, but it's not. The pizza didn't actually turn out well because we left it in the oven too long and burnt. So I haven't had dinner yet. After the pizza incident, I started talking to Hallie about not having a room and whatnot. I sleep on the couch in the family room instead of the basement where my bed actually is. So my little 9-year-old sister reads the conversation and pulls this from it. Robert, you don't sleep with girls. That's bad. It was quite cute. Moving on. Later on in the evening, I tried to ask my mom where my new fall clothes I ordered had went because it had been past the date of arrival, but she refused to tell me because apparently I didn't walk the dogs in the morning of the weekends when I work at 6 a.m. Yes, Mom, I'm just gonna wake up happily at 5 to walk the dogs when I have to also get dressed for work and walk there. In conclusion, this day was pretty amazing. I got an iPod, lots of laughter, lots of love, and lots of McDonald's. Here's to hoping that October goes by as fast as September. So that was a nice post. What I got from this post is that I have amazing friends. Hallie went out of her way to buy me an iPod when I think it was broken because of just like a thing, and so that is what happens. So once again, I want to know in the comments below, do you like McDonald's tea, or do you have a different restaurant that you like tea? I want to know all your responses in the bottom, and I will see you next time with another addition to Robert Reads His Blog. Bye for now.